The rain had been falling for hours. It was not a heavy storm. It was a cold, thin rain that soaked into everything. It made the metal walls of the station drip. It made old machines groan. Ji-hwan walked alone in Dock 7 of Hansong Prime Orbit Hub. He was a janitor. Every night, he cleaned this forgotten place. Most people never came here anymore. The cargo haulers were gone. Station crews stayed in the upper decks, warm with synth coffee. The engineers watched cameras. But no one looked at Dock 7, except for Ji-hwan, rain or shine, he came. His old mop moved across puddles. His back ached. His knees hurt, but he kept working. He never complained. The only sound was the rain. It tapped on the metal floors. It dripped from broken pipes. Ji-hwan emptied his mop bucket. He adjusted the old raincoat over his shoulders. Then a sound. Thud. Ji-hwan stopped. He listened. Maybe a crate shifted. Maybe the wind blew something. Over. Thud. Again. Louder this time. Slower. Too heavy for a box. Too strong for the wind. Ji-hwan looked up. Through the cold rain and the mist, something moved. A large shadow came closer, slow, limping. Steam rose from it with each breath. Then, he saw it clearly. A massive creature, black scales, shining wet under the rain. A long neck, wings folded tight. One leg dragged behind, twisted badly. Dark blood dripped from the wound. It limped toward him. Ji-hwan stared. His heart pounded. It was a dragon. What else could it be? The dragon stopped. It swayed, then collapsed onto the wet floor. The ground shook. Steam hissed from its nostrils. Its eyes glowed faintly, not with anger, but with pain. A deep, quiet pain. Ji-hwan stood frozen. He was no fighter. He was no hero. Just an old janitor. He had fought in one war long ago, but that was past. Had no weapons, yet something stirred inside him. Not fear, not duty, just instinct. The dragon was asking for help. Ji-hwan put down his mop. He took a step forward, then another. His boots splashed in the rainwater. He knelt beside the great beast. Its body was warm, even in the cold rain. The leg was badly broken. Softly, Ji-hwan spoke. "It's all right. I'm here. Let me see." The dragon let out a low sound. Not a growl, not a threat. A sound of pain. And trust. Ji-hwan placed his hand gently on the dragon's injured leg. The scales felt rough, cold from the rain, but alive. "I'll help you," Ji-hwan said. His voice was steady, calm. He knew there was little he could do here on the dock. He would need his old med kit. Maybe it still had something useful. Ji-hwan looked at the dragon again. He spoke softly. "You're strong, stronger than this wound. Just wait here, all right?" The dragon's eyes blinked, slow and tired. It lowered its head to the floor. Steam curled from its mouth. Ji-hwan stood. He walked quickly toward his small storage shed. His heart still beat fast, but his hands did not shake. He had work to do. Outside, the rain kept falling. The station remained silent, and deep in the heart of Dock 7. Under the cold rain, a human janitor reached out to help a legend. Will Ji-hwan's old med kit be enough to help the dragon? The rain still poured outside. The dock was cold and dark. The only sound was water dripping from the ceiling. Ji-hwan hurried to his small storage shed. Inside, everything smelled of old metal and cleaning supplies. In the corner sat an old med kit. It was dusty, almost forgotten. Ji-hwan opened it. Inside were a few bandages, some old disinfectant, a small pain injector, and a roll of tape. "It's not much," Ji-hwan said softly, "but it will have to do." He grabbed the kit and ran back to the dragon. The creature still lay there, steam rising from its body. Its large yellow eyes opened when Ji-hwan came closer. The dragon was awake. Tired but awake. Ji-hwan knelt down. He opened the kit and took out the bottle of disinfectant. He tore some cloth into strips. His hands moved with care. "I know this will sting," he said quietly. "Hold on, my friend." He soaked a cloth in the liquid and pressed it to the open wound. The dragon let out a deep hiss. Its chest rumbled like an engine, but it did not move away. It trusted him. Ji-hwan worked slowly. He cleaned the deep cut. The blood was dark and thick. Rainwater ran down the dragon's scales. "You're strong," Ji-hwan whispered. "This is nothing for you, just a little pain." When the wound was clean, he took the bandages and wrapped the dragon's leg. He pulled the cloth tight. He needed something to keep the leg steady. Looking around, Ji-hwan spotted 2 broken broom handles. They were old, but strong enough. He placed them on either side of the dragon's leg and taped them tightly. A simple splint. "It's not perfect," he said, "but it will help." The dragon watched him with tired eyes. It gave a soft sound like a sigh. Ji-hwan smiled. He felt a strange warmth inside. He was helping a creature of legend. Not many people could say that. "You need a name," Ji-hwan said. He thought for a moment. Then he looked at the dragon's black, shining scales. "Ji-hwan," he said. "I'll call you Ji-hwan. It means iron." The dragon blinked once, slow and heavy. "I think you like it," Ji-hwan said. He patted Jum's side gently. The scales were rough but warm now. The rain outside kept falling. Ji-hwan stayed beside the dragon. He didn't care about his mop or the empty dock. Ji-hwan shifted slightly and rested its large head against Ji-hwan's shoulder. The weight was heavy but soft, sign of trust. Ji-hwan froze for a moment. Then he smiled. "You're safe now," he whispered. "I'll take care of you." Hours passed. Ji-hwan didn't move much, stayed close, keeping the dragon warm in the cold. Rain under the broken lights of Dock 7. A human janitor and an alien dragon sat together to unlikely friends, and as the storm raged on outside, something new began to grow between them. The next morning the rain had stopped, but the dock was still cold and wet. Puddles covered the floor. The air smelled of metal and old water. Ji-hwan had not slept. He sat beside Ji-hwan the dragon. The large creature was breathing slowly. Head rested on its front claws. The broken leg was wrapped in fresh bandages. Ji-hwan had torn more cloth from his spare uniform. He had found an old heating coil in the storage shed. He placed it near Ji-hwan to keep the dragon warm. "Good morning, Ji-hwan," Ji-hwan said softly. "You made it through the night." Ji-hwan opened one yellow eye. It blinked slowly and let out a soft sound. Ji-hwan smiled. "You're strong, very strong." He stood up, stretched his tired back, and looked around. The dock was still empty. But the heating coil had caused a small power drain. Some engineers noticed. A young woman named Sua came to check the power alerts. She walked into Dock 7, holding a tablet. When she saw the dragon, she stopped. Her eyes went wide. "What? ... What is this?" Ji-hwan stood in front of Ji-hwan. "This dock is closed," he said calmly. Ji-hwan looked at the dragon again. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "Is that real?" Ji-hwan nodded. "It's real, but it's hurt. I'm helping it." Sua didn't argue. She backed away slowly and left the dock. But word spread, quietly at first. The workers on the lower decks started talking. A real dragon? In Dock 7? More people came to see. They moved carefully, speaking in low voices. They respected Ji-hwan and the dragon. A pipe welder named Dae-son brought scraps of metal and old blankets. A loader named Minji brought a large water container. Few others brought tools and supplies. Even the children of the dock workers heard the story. Some came with their parents during breaks. They peeked from behind crates, eyes wide with wonder. One little boy drew a picture of the dragon with crayons. He left it by the storage shed door. Ji-hwan found it that evening. He smiled and taped it to the wall. "You have fans now, Ji-hwan," Ji-hwan said with a chuckle. Ji-hwan shifted slightly, moving closer to the heating coil. Its golden eyes watched Ji-hwan with quiet trust. "You're safe here," Ji-hwan said softly. "We won't let anything happen to you." Not everyone in the station knew yet. The upper managers still thought the power drain was just old equipment. The surveillance cameras in Dock 7 were broken, and no one had fixed them for years. 4. Now, Dock 7 was a place of quiet care. The workers who came respected the space. They brought what they could. They spoke in whispers. The dock no longer felt forgotten. It felt alive. And under the dim lights, a bond grew stronger between a human, janitor, and an alien dragon. Days passed. The rain stopped. The air inside Dock 7 was still cold, but it felt warmer now. Ji-hwan came every morning and night to care for Ji-hwan. The dragon's leg was healing. The wound was clean. The bandages were fresh. More workers now visited the dock. They brought food, blankets, and small heaters. They did not speak loudly. They did not touch the dragon. They only watched with respect. Ji-hwan worked as always. He fed GM with broth made from ration packs. The dragon ate slowly, but with growing strength. "You're getting better, GM," Ji-hwan said softly. GM blinked and gave a low, soft sound. But the peace would not last. Rumors spread through the station. Some upper managers heard about something big in Dock 7. At first they laughed. A dragon. Impossible. But then someone showed them a short video. Blurry but clear enough. A great black shape, wings folded, eyes glowing. The managers grew nervous. They ordered a team to check Dock 7. Ji-hwan heard this news from Sua. "They are coming," she said. "They will see Ji-hwan." Ji-hwan frowned. "I won't let them take him." That night, something strange happened. Ji-hwan raised its head. It sniffed the air. Its eyes shone brighter. It made a deep rumbling sound, long and low. The sound rolled through the walls and floors of the station. It was not loud, but it was deep, so deep that everyone felt it in their bones. Ji-hwan stood by GM. "What is it?" he asked. GM raised its head again and let out a long howl. The sound was ancient. It echoed through the station like a call. Then the ground trembled. Faint at first, then stronger. Sue, Dasha, and other workers ran in. Ji-hwan. "Something's coming." The station lights flickered. A low hum filled the air. From the high observation windows, the workers saw shapes moving in the sky. Dark shapes. Wings. Many wings. Dragons, 1, then 2. Then 5, a whole flight of dragons came from the clouds. They flew around the station. Their eyes glowing, the workers stood still, watching in awe. "Oh." No one moved. No one ran. The dragons landed on the outer decks. They made no attack. They only watched. GM let out another deep call. One of the dragons answered. "They came for him," Ji-hwan whispered. His kin heard him. The upper managers, now terrified, tried to order the workers to leave. No one listened. Ji-hwan stood in front of GM, Sue, Adejong, Minji, and others stood with him. They would not leave the dragon. "This dock is safe," Ji-hwan said. "For all of us." The largest of the new dragons stepped forward. It looked at Ji-hwan. Its eyes were bright, wise. Ji-hwan bowed his head. "GM is healing. You can take him if he is ready." GM looked at Ji-hwan. Long moment. Dragon and human stared at each other. Then GM rose slowly. It limped less now. It gave Ji-hwan a gentle nudge with its great head. "A farewell," Ji-hwan smiled. "Goodbye, my friend. Be well." With help from the other dragons, Ji-hwan flew again. The dragons rose into the sky, wings beating strong. The workers watched in silence. The sky was clear now. Stars shone bright. That night, Dock 7 was no longer forgotten. It had become a place of legend. And Ji-hwan, the simple janitor, had earned a place in that legend too.